If you're a fan of the local microbrewing scene, then today I've got a real treat for you. Hi, I'm Greg Davis with Greg Davis Real Estate, powered by Vanguard Realty Alliance, LLC. And on today's episode of Going Local with Greg, I want to show you my favorite secret spot right here in downtown Westchester, Artillery Brewing Company. Come on inside, let's go take a look. Located in Granite Alley, at the west end of town and affectionately referred to as the Barracks location, Artillery Brewing's roots truly embrace the deep Revolutionary War history we have here in the area. And as you can see, they proudly carry that theme throughout. So let me introduce you to Mike Lovelace, one of the co-founders here at Artillery, and Justin Parasol, the general manager. So guys, tell me a little bit about how Artillery got started and how you came up with the great name and the history behind it.
Sure. So the concept came from homebrew. I'd been homebrewing since 2013 with a friend of mine, Paul Zippel, who's also one of the co-founders. Started it off brewing in my kitchen and fermenting in my basement. It became a fairly large-scale operation, which was not popular at home. My wife wasn't thrilled with the kids going to school smelling like hops, so there was a point where we had to move out of the basement, and we found ourselves on a local Revolutionary War era farm. We're there for basically a pint of beer. It outgrew the space rather quickly. Moved here just before the pandemic, and the rest, as they say, is history.
Oh, that's great. So how many varieties do you have here at Artillery? And who comes up with these really cool names for these different beers?
We have 12 beers on tap at any given time. And we try and keep at least one new rotating in at least a week.
Wow.
Rotating in or out of them.
And in terms of the beer names, those really came about seeking to honor the various elements of the revolution, whether those are individuals, battles, weaponry, terminology. We have fun with it, but we also stay on brand. We don't come up with ridiculous names. We don't come up with names that don't have a tie to the history of the nation and of the region. So, in fact, on the backs of the cans of our canned product, we always have a write-up about the name and its relevance to the revolution. And the focus is not just veterans, it's also first responders.
Great.
One of the things that we're looking to get off the ground in this new year is a variant off of our 5K run, which is called the Cannonball Run. We're going to have a ruck called the Cannonball Ruck. It's a 12-mile weighted back hike.
Yeah.
With the proceeds of that, we're connected to Tunnel to Towers, which is one of the organizations that was created for the benefit of the families of first responders of 9/11.
Wonderful.
So it's an opportunity for us, again, going back to that bigger theme of beer activism, to utilize our brand, to utilize our platform in a way that draws very positive attention to the men and women that have served our nation, not just from the revolution, but all the way up through today. And so we try to make sure that in each of the things that we do as a brand, with our products, with our locations, that everything is focused on honoring that and being part of that going forward.
Good beer and a good cause. I love it. Since you are the secret spot of Westchester, how can people find you? What's the best way for them to find you?
Well, again, and it sounds so cliche, but follow us on Instagram, Facebook. We have a brand new website that's going to be launched in a couple days. Subscribe to it. It'll tell you who's playing. It'll tell you beers that are coming out, new beers, new events that we're doing. There's a lot of information to be had out there. And that's the best way to keep abreast of where we are, what we're doing.
Gotcha.
And for the actual location, landmarks, if you know Westchester, at the end of Gay Street, you've got St. Agnes Church, you've got the Master's Baker, you've got the beer mill, kind of triangulated in between those in a little residential alley, which is where our front faces. I think most people, when they come up Hannum Avenue, they're not aware that there's a brewery on the backside, but we make it well worth your while if you can find us. And as you can see, it's we do have a very different atmosphere in here. So if you're looking for something that's a bit different than your traditional kind of warehousey tap room for a brewery, This is more of an atmosphere kind of a location. So please do come out and find us.
Well, great. Thank you, guys. I really appreciate the time. Make sure you come out and check out this place. It's the secret spot. Let's not make it the secret spot anymore. This is a place you want to be at. I'm Greg Davis. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Going Local with Greg, and I'm your personal compass guiding you to that special place you'll want to call home. I love where I live, and I want you to love it too.